and welcome to James Lester's Express Lane. Today we're doing football predictions. For me, here's how I see all the various divisions ending up at the end of the season. Starting with my division, NFC North. Sadly, number one, I see the Packers winning it. Of course, injuries can always play a factor, but Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. He still has the same coaching staff. I don't see them going downhill at all, sadly. But thankfully at number two, within the year under his belt, in more practice, I see the Vikings, led by Sam Bradford, sadly, taking the number two spot. Although that's mostly because it's kind of weak division, since number three is the Lions, who are the Lions, and number four, the Bears. Poor the Bears. Going from Super Bowl, where they lost, to yay, we got 3 wins, woohoo! But moving east, NFC East, we have the Cowboys. Again, this is not factoring in injuries, or more likely a sophomore slump by 2 of their amazing players. But that doesn't happen. I see the Cowboys winning the East, followed by the Giants. Eli Manning hasn't been the quarterback he used to be, but he has a lot of targets. He still knows how to throw the ball. And, really, the Redskins, they're such a cluster right now. It's like, they don't know where they're going. And even worse, the Eagles. Another team that they just don't know what they're doing. But now going down south, we got the Saints. Again, leading passer, leading rusher, that combo with adding on the 5 of their 7 draft picks being defensive players. I see them in a so-so division, taking it, with only real competition might be the Panthers. They sucked last year, I know, but they went from going to the Super Bowl to, 4-12, 5-11. But they bounced back from that. Kelvin Benjamin stays healthy and all that. Do pretty well. Followed by the Bucks. Yeah, they got their guy. They're trying, but they're just not there yet. And of course, even below the Buccaneers, sadly, you got the Falcons. I know what you're thinking. They just went to the Super Bowl. But again, look at the Super Bowl curse. Happened to the Panthers. Go to the Super Bowl. Lose. Can't even get a winning record the next year. And now, finally, going all the way to the West, the Seahawks win it. The only close competition they have might be the Cardinals. But even then, the other two, the Rams and 49ers, are such terrible teams. Combined, I don't see them winning 5 games. I don't see the Rams and the 49ers combined winning 5 games, let alone either of them winning that much alone. So, it should be a cakewalk for the Seahawks. Now, starting back in the North with AFC, the Steelers. Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown. Steelers defense, they win it. 2 and 3 a little hard to decide, but I'm going to put the Bungles in, because while Andy Dalton isn't the greatest quarterback, but he has a lot of targets. They got the run game. Like, the overall coaching staff is there. They make it to the playoffs. They just can't win it. And so, of course, that means number 3 is the Ravens. Again, it was hard to decide, but put the Ravens at number 3. Then, of course, at number 4, the Steelers practice squad. And then number 5, the Browns. Now, once again, moving east, Patriots. They're going to the Super Bowl. Of course, injuries, stuff like that can happen, but they're Super Bowl bound. So, of course, they win the East. Followed by, we're going to go with the Dolphins, just because they've been spending a lot of money. And the next 2 teams, the Bills and the Jets, no. The Bills have not been in a playoff game. Not one, but not even been in a playoff game in the 21st century. So, just terrible. Just the worst. Moving on down south, AFC South, Titans. Again, they were in my top 10 power ranking because the South overall is pretty weak. And since they've gotten their quarterback, they've been focused on other areas, which will help them tremendously. Followed by the Colts, who might give them a fair shake at the number 1 spot, but For me, Titans, Colts, Texans, and unfortunately for the Spotted Kitties, the Jags. They've just not done anything since their inception. So sad. And then, moving west, we got Raider Nation. Derek Carr, beast mode, the wide receivers he has to throw to. Just, they got it. Followed by the Chiefs. Again, Alex Smith is not the kind of guy to win you the game, but he's not going to lose it. If you're losing the game, it's not because of him. It's because your defense is going to stop the offense. It's because this running back fumbled the ball twice in the red zone. It's not going to be because of Alex Smith. And because of that, number 2 in the AFC West. That's how I see it going down. Followed by the Chargers. Phillip Rivers is old, but he still knows what he's doing. He still has a team around him. Not as great as what the Chiefs or the Raiders have, but better than the Broncos. Who's their starting quarterback? Anyone know yet? Do they know yet? It's going to be week 1. It's like, John Elway, can you come out of retirement, please? Anyways, that is how I see it. Who knows? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but that's for the future to know. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.